another day of the week. Welcome to the Thursday edition of Chasing That Paper, presented by VegasInsider.com. Great website. Check them out. Follow them on Twitter. So coming off a rough one there yesterday. I was feeling myself after going 5-0 on Tuesday night. Follow that up with a 1-4. Gave a lot of that right back, so let's take some of that back here tonight, Thursday night. A bit of a light board, only one game in the NBA, which we're not even touching on, but really interesting Thursday night football games and college basketball action, of course. We're going to hit the ice as well. My co-host for today, let's bring him in, the stud himself, the second most provocative man in all of sports betting. Ian McMillan, deep in the heart of New York City. Yep. The golden stud, we call him. Now, Ian, you were under the weather earlier in the week. I commended you on not calling in sick. I said a lesser man would use that as an excuse to take the day off. But we know how much you like money. You got a little taste of the money here. You're back today. You ready to make some money here? How you feeling today?
Still sick. This is the longest head cold I've had in my life. I am feeling better, though. But usually head cold lasts like 2 days. This is, I think tomorrow will make it a week that I've been sick. It's annoying. I keep going to sleep thinking I'd wake up feeling much better, and I don't. But I am feeling a little bit better, so I'm ready to make some money today.
Pumping the vitamin C? You drinking the Gatorade? You drinking some tea? Nope. What are you doing here?
I'm drinking
You're doing nothing?
I'm drinking some tea. I'm taking some Advil, cold and sinus, but that's just about it. No vitamin C.
Pump those vitamins in you. Get some fresh air, Ian. All right, enough small talk here, Ian. Let's get right into the action. Thursday night football. We got the Buffalo Bills, a little spotty over the last month or so in New England, taking on the Patriots. Thursday night football. I'm going to hit lead off here for us, Ian. Thursday night football, the game has a total of 43.5. Give me the under for this one. Let's dig into this one. So Buffalo is really flying under the radar. Under the radar, that's right. The under has hit in 7 of the Bills' last 9 games, including 5 straight on the road. Let me take a look at the Patriots. Lights out defense at home here from New England. Now, I know the competition hasn't been great, but still, you can't disregard the fact that they've allowed 3 points or less in 3 of their last 4 home games. I think we can expect more FGs than TDs in this game. These teams are 19th and 31st in the red zone. Also, Josh Allen loves to give the ball away in the red zone. Defensively, these teams are 4th and 7th in opponent red zone TD scoring percentage, so a pretty big mismatch there. And a keen observation by me was digging into the numbers, of course. Each of these offenses has had a really easy schedule. Of the teams who rank in the top 10 in yards allowed per play, Buffalo has played just one of these teams, the Jets. They scored 17 points. New England has played the Jets twice and the Colts. They scored 10 points in one game versus the Jets, 22 in another, where the Jets held them to 3.8 yards per play. And they did have a 26 versus the Colts. However, they only scored 1 offensive touchdown in that game. So each of these offenses has really benefited from a cupcake schedule. Give me the under tonight in New England. All right, Ian, you have a pick on the side for this game. What are you looking at here?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to win and cover in this spot. I've been hearing some people in the sports media industry starting to shit on the Buffalo Bills, and I do not agree with that. The past few weeks they haven't exactly played their best football, but this has been a long season. Don't get off a team just because they've had a couple of rough weeks in a row. I still like this Buffalo Bills team. They're still 3rd in net yards per play. They rank in the top 5 or top 10 in just about every single stat. And they take on a Patriots team that I don't really know if they're all that good. Joe, you mentioned about taking on good defenses. You mentioned the Patriots have taken on 2 teams in the top 10 in opponent yards per play. The Jets twice and the Colts once. In those games, they averaged a measly 262.6 total yards of offense in those games. That's not total rushing yards or total passing yards. Total combined offensive yards in those games, 262. Now they need to take on another tough defense in the Buffalo Bills. I think they're going to struggle tonight. And offensively, I think they're going to struggle in the red zone. 31st in red zone offense scoring a touchdown on just over 30% of the red zone trips. That's not going to get it done. It's going to be hard to keep pace with the Bills offense if you're being held to field goals every time you get in scoring position. So I will take the Buffalo Bills to win and cover on Thursday Night Football.
All right, moving on. My favorite prop for the game, maybe a little bit of a sneaky one here. I like Josh Allen, his longest rushing play to be over 15.5 yards. So check this out. Allen has gone over this number, 15.5, for his longest rush in a game. In 8 of his last 9 games here this season, a rush of 20 or more 6 times in those 9 games. Double-digit rush attempts 4 times already this season. So he's always looking to take off. He played the Patriots 3 times last season, including the playoff game, and he topped this number in all 30 games. He had a 26, a 25, and a 21. And the Patriots are getting burned by running quarterbacks this season, the 6th most rushing yards allowed to quarterbacks. Lamar had a 38-yard run against him. Fields has a 20. Sam Ellinger, remember him? He had a 19-yard rushing play against the Patriots. So give me Allen to go over 15.5 yards for his longest rush. Okay, Ian, next up we move to college basketball. Your best bet of the night for college hoops. What is it?
It is the UCLA Bruins. A little Pac-12 action here. We're starting to get into the conference play portion of the season. I hit on a Pac-12 game last night, USC over Stanford, so I'm going back to the same conference. I'm going to take UCLA. What are they now? -6.5, I believe. I got a -5.5 last night, but I still like it at 6.5 at the current number. Let's look at shooting numbers to start things off here. UCLA ranks 24th in the country in effective field goal percentage. Stanford all the way down at 220th, but it's not just shooting that gives me concern about Stanford. It's really their turnovers, 278th in the country in turnovers per possession, and now they take on one of the best teams in forcing turnovers in UCLA. UCLA ranks 30th in steals per possession, so I think that's going to be a big red flag for the Cardinal tonight. And also, let's take a look at floor percentage. If you follow my college basketball picks the past few seasons, you know this is my favorite stat. It is a percentage of a team's possessions that result in at least 1 point being scored. UCLA, fantastic in this category so far this season. 15th in offensive floor percentage, 30th in opponent floor percentage. So I'll take the Bruins to win and cover against Stanford tonight.
Okay, next up, we go from the college basketball court to the ice of the NHL. My best bet of the night, if you see they're playing, you know I'm on them. Give me New Jersey. The Devils in regulation coming in at -132 with the Predators in town. So
yes,
it's automatic at this point, guys. New Jersey is on an incredible 16-1 tear. 10 games won by 2 or more goals. Additionally, they lead the NHL in expected goals for percentage and high danger chances for percentage. Over the last 10 games, they are just in incredible form. Nashville, they've been awful on the road. Take a look at their analytics. 26 in expected goals for percentage and 25th in high danger chances for percentage on the road so far here this season. And look at the man between the pipes. Vitek Vanacek, the pride of the Czech Republic at home. He's been lights out with a 2.09 goals against average. Saros, expected to be in net for Nashville. The shame of Finland, by the way. He's been awful on the road as well. A 5.17 goals against average in poor form. He had a 3.05 goals against average in the month of November. Give me New Jersey in regulation. Ian, your best bet on the ice tonight. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I love this pick tonight in the NHL. I'm looking at the Carolina Hurricanes, so I still firmly believe are the best team in the NHL. I'll take them to beat up on the St. Louis Blues. We're going to start off looking at my favorite stat. Joe, I know it's your favorite stat too. 5-on-5 Corsi percentage. Yes. I think this really explains just how much better the Hurricanes are first in the NHL in 5-on-5 Corsi percentage. The Blues all the way down at 28th And a big issue for the Blues lately has been their ability to create offensive scoring chances. They're 23rd in expected goals for per 60 minutes over their last 10 games. And also defensively, take a look at their goaltender, Jordan Binnington, has not been confirmed yet to play tonight. This is always an issue with the NHL. Some teams don't confirm their goalies until right before the puck drops. But if Binnington does play, and I expect him to, he hasn't been great recently. He's allowed at least 3 goals in 3 straight starts, and the Blues have lost all 3 of those games. So I'll take the Hurricanes tonight. I got the minus 130 last night. I think it's up to minus 140 at most places. Anything minus 150 or lower, though, I'd take the Hurricanes here. I just think they're a lot better than the Blues. I was shocked to see the odds when I locked in my bets last night. So give me Carolina on the money line tonight.
Yeah, I am with you on that one, Ian. I had that one circled as well, but Ian submitted it before I did, so he gets first dibs on that. So give us the Canes tonight. Okay, 6 total bets. Maybe a little bit of a light day for us. We're going to be loaded tomorrow with our NFL preview show. But if you're looking to tail any of these bets, if you're looking to fade any of them, you would have made some money if you faded me last night. But I recommend placing your action over at BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Let me tell you a little bit about them. Kick off your day with the king of sportsbooks. Sign up with BetMGM using bonus code VIBONUS. And your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. That's VIBONUS, all one word, no spaces. And your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. You must be 21 or older. BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks.
Bang! Bang! It's good!
All right. We move along here, Ian. So I've got some takes here, Ian. Some people might consider them to be hot takes. I consider them to be perfectly reasonable takes. I'm going to give you these 3 takes, and I want you to give me your take on my take. So take number 1.
I'm excited for
this guy is regarded as one of the best coaches in the NFL, but it is my opinion that Sean McVay is wildly overrated as a head coach. Yes, Sean McVay is a good coach. I understand how people gravitated to this guy when he came on the scene. You know, he kind of started the trend of the young offensive-minded head coach getting hired to run a team. But this season is an enormous black eye on his career. And what's the excuse here for McVay and the Rams, who won the Super Bowl last year? Congratulations on that. But I understand the wheels are falling off right now with some injuries and stuff, but for the majority of the season, they had Matthew Stafford, they had Cooper Kupp, they had Aaron Donald, they had Jalen Ramsey, and they absolutely stink. They are second. What is the stat here? They have the second worst point differential in the NFL this season, Ian. They're only better than the Houston Texans. So my question is, can we take this guy out of the Hall of Fame already? This is ridiculous.
I think he's properly rated. I don't think anyone's calling him the best coach in the NFL. I think it's kind of tough to call him overrated. He just won the Super Bowl. And the issue with the Rams has been their offensive line. That's been their issue since day one this season. Andrew Whitworth retired. Their offensive line completely fell apart. They couldn't move the ball on offense. Now they have all these injuries that they're dealing with. I don't think Sean McVay had much to do with how well the offensive line is playing this season, because that has been their number one issue by far. So, I mean, I think he was popular when he came in the league because he was a young coach. He was kind of, the popular guy out there. But I don't think anyone's crowning Sean McVay the best coach in the NFL or saying he's a Hall of Famer. He's a good coach, and he just won a Super Bowl. So I'm not going to trash the Super Bowl winner.
People want to anoint him as the next Belichick. Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl, Ian. John Fox won a Super Bowl. Like, it's okay, you take a step back, Super Bowl hangover or whatever. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL. 31st in point differential. It's ridiculous.
It's a bad
the
year.
guy just gets a complete and total pass. Other teams have issues. Look at the Tennessee Titans. They're winning all the time. I know you hate them.
I'm a big
disagreement on that one. Take number 2. Can we pump the brakes on the greatness of this New York Jets defense?
Oh,
everybody loves. All of a sudden, can we pump the brakes? Yeah, this is a nice building block for the future, absolutely. But does competition not matter? Look at the list of quarterbacks they've played, Ian. They played a combination of Trubisky and Pickett a couple of weeks back. Skylar Thompson. They got Russell Wilson, Mac Jones twice, the great Trevor Siemian. They got destroyed when they went up against Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow. And I think against consistent playoff level competition on the offensive side of the ball, they're going to get exposed. And they got some tough matches coming up against good offenses. So you disagree with me on that one?
I will let you know, Joe. This week I placed 2 bets. I placed a bet on the Jets to win the AFC. I think it was 39-1, and I bet the Jets to win the Super Bowl this season at 70-1, my friend. 3rd in the NFL in opponent yards per play, 4th in opponent points per play, 5th in sack percentage. So they have a great pass rush. That's not on the quarterback they're facing. That's on the offensive line. 7th in opponent yards per carry. Which doesn't have anything to do with the opposing quarterbacks. They're able to stop the run, too. This Jets defense is a top 5, I think a top 3 defense in the NFL, and I've called it since week 3. I said it's time to respect the Jets defense, and I heard the same excuse back then, and now we're heading into week 13, and they've gotten even better. So, no, I think that's a terrible take. I think that's one of the worst takes. This is the issue, is that they're the New York Jets. So because they're the New York Jets, everyone just thinks, oh, the Jets stink. You got to get over the name of the team in their history. This team is very good, and their defense is elite. If it was any other team with these defensive numbers, you'd be praising them. But just because they're the Jets,
because they beat Skylar Thompson and Trevor Siemian, the Steelers quarterbacks, and Mac Jones.
Every team has played bad quarterbacks this season.
But when they played good quarterbacks, when they went up against Lamar and Joe Burrow, they got destroyed on their home field.
They beat Josh Allen and the Bills?
1 out of 3.
Okay.
Let's see how they do against the Bills next week in Buffalo, where Buffalo is much better. So we can pump the brakes on that. Okay, I got 2 more here for you, Ian. You're probably going to disagree with at least maybe this next one. So take number 3. The 49ers do not deserve to be ahead of the Cowboys or the Vikings on the Super Bowl futures odds board. The San Francisco 49ers haven't beat a quality opponent since week 2 of the season here, Ian. And I don't want to hear about how they beat the shit Los Angeles Chargers. They barely beat them by a couple of weeks ago. No one was impressed by that. No one was impressed by their win over the Saints this past week when they shut them out. The Saints couldn't get out of their own way. The Saints won the yard per play battle in that game. Stat I know you love, Ian. The one time they played a good team, the Kansas City Chiefs came to town and beat the shit out of them. They dropped 44 points on them. They have losses to the Bears, the Broncos, the Falcons. A different version of the San Francisco 49ers shows up every single week, but people want to lose their minds when they beat the shit out of Colt McCoy and the Cardinals in prime time. This team isn't going to the Super Bowl. Never mind winning. That's a bad bet. And you disagree, I can tell.
Yeah, when it's a 49ers against Jets Super Bowl, I'm going to be laughing in your face, Joe. You can't just... You're sounding like the Twitter trolls that just like to point out records and who beat who, and this team beat that team and didn't beat that team. I thought you were a stats guy, Joe. How can you argue against a team that's second in the NFL?
It's easy to put up stats against shitty teams.
But everyone plays shitty teams. You can say that about any team. You can say that about the Chiefs. You can say that about the Bills. You can say that about the Eagles.
The Chiefs go into San Francisco. They beat the living shit out of them. They go up against a good defense, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. They beat the living shit out of them. So we're in disagreement there.
The 49ers are the best team in the NFC.
Oh, my God. Okay. They're going to show up so flat in one of these playoff games and lose by double digits, and everyone's going to be reminded. Everyone's got such a short memory with Jimmy Garoppolo. 49ers fans couldn't wait to drive this guy to the airport out of the playoffs last year. The season before, too. Always getting hurt. Okay.
Jets versus 49ers Super Bowl. I can't wait. What a world.
Got to consider the competition here, Ian. Some of these Super Bowl, these futures bets, Ian, you're making, you're better off investing in one of these scam crypto companies than
hold on.
Jets to win the AFC? Are you kidding me?
One more thing here, Joe. You said they shouldn't be ranked above the Vikings in the NFL futures. The Vikings, who are 30th in net yards per play, who are one of the worst statistic teams in the NFL, who their average point differential, despite being 9-2, is let me bring it up here. Not good. What, middle of the pack?
They got more quality wins than the 49ers do. They went into
Define
Buffalo
a quality win,
and
a win
beat the
against
Bills.
Of course, my internet's not going to work now.
Excuses.
All these wins that
just
they have
like
are
the
all
49ers.
one-score games. They're 13th in average scoring margin of plus 0.5, despite being 9-2. That is the worst scoring margin of any team that's 9-2 in NFL history. The Vikings are frauds.
I'm not saying they're great. I just think that they should be above the 49ers, who aren't even a lock to win their division.
Vegas
They're going to have a tougher first-round matchup than the Minnesota Vikings, who will probably host the game. Okay, take number 4. This Odell Beckham free agency saga, this is the most annoying storyline of the entire season. Would this guy just pick a team? Already we've been hearing about this for 6-7 weeks now. How many games is this guy going to even play in? Is he going to play in 4 games and then maybe 1 or 2 playoff games? Is he even going to play in 4 games this season? I see Adam Schefter tweeting out last night, Odell Beckham scheduled to go on free agent visits with the Cowboys, the Giants, the Bills. Get it over with. Who gives a shit? We've been talking about this for months now. We're in agreement on that one.
Yeah, I agree with that one. OBJ is not even a number 1 receiver. Don't forget, the first time in a while that he played well was last year when he got to play second fiddle to Cooper Kupp. So, yeah, this is not worth the hype. This guy makes one amazing catch, and then he's built his entire career off. And he's a good receiver, but he's not worth a daily update about his scheduled visits to different teams. I don't give a shit. Just tell me what team you're playing for. He's a number 2 guy. I think Buffalo is probably going to be a good spot for him. He can play number 2 to Stephon Diggs. He's not a number 1 receiver. He's just not.
I can't stand him. So, okay, 2 hard disagreements, 1 agreement, and 1 light disagreement, I think, from Ian and I. Do you have any hot takes, Ian? Anything that you feel passionate about that might be considered an unpopular opinion?
Well, the one I was going to bring up ended up getting brought up with one of your hot takes. My take about the Jets being 3rd best team in the AFC, I think, behind the Bills and the Chiefs. I think it's the Jets next. Elite defense.
You think they're better than the Dolphins?
Oh yeah, the Dolphins. Joe, the Dolphins are going to run into some issues now with their that Armstead, their offensive lineman, being hurt. That's a big loss. Tua got sacked 2 times in 4 games leading up to the Texans. He goes down. The Armstead offensive lineman goes down. Tua then gets sacked 4 times in their next 3 possessions. It's not going to be good in Miami with Armstead over the lineup. I'd be very concerned if I was a Dolphins fan.
It's not guaranteed that he's going to miss the 49ers game, but I am
I thought he was going to miss. I thought it was going to be like I thought he was out at least like 4 weeks or something, isn't he?
No, he's going to try to play on Sunday here, apparently, which they absolutely need. You know, I knocked the 40 guys. I don't think the 49ers suck by any means. I think they're a good team. I just think that they're overrated. I think the defense is good. But, yeah, if Armstead's not there, Miami could have some issues. I know Tua gets the ball out quickly. He's going to have to get it out real quick against that pass rush of the 49ers here this week. But the Jets are not better than Dolphins. What are we doing here? Are the Jets better than the Patriots?
Oh, yes. Come on, man. Mike White, you just wait. Mike White's going to lead this team. They're going to go on a run here. They're going to upset the Vikings this week for sure. They're going to upset the Vikings this week. That's my lock of the week. Whale play.
You're making that pick on the show tomorrow?
Don't want a spoiler alert, but yes.
New sound effect by Tito, a sound effect that you probably heard on about a dozen other programs.
Every other sports show of all time.
Yep. He's mixing it up a bit here. All right, that's enough disagreement from Ian and I. That was fun. If you love what we do here at Vegas Insider, I strongly recommend checking out the brand new Vegas Insider app. We've got up-to-date, easy-to-navigate odds for every major sport. We have all our latest shows, best bet videos, and podcasts. Prop trends, features, news, all on the Vegas Insider app. Download the Vegas Insider app right now on Apple and Android. Bet better with the Vegas Insider app. Yeah.
Jets, Jets.
I see someone commenting in the comments. Marky Mark. Short memory, yeah, he took them to the Super Bowl and an NFC championship in the years he played healthy. In regards to Garoppolo, he. Why do we always say that about the quarterback? Matthew Stafford is a Super Bowl winner, so he's an automatic Hall of Famer now. He won it. If you would have put 10 other quarterbacks there for the Rams last season, the team would have won the Super Bowl too. Jimmy Garoppolo is not a top 10 quarterback in the league. He didn't do it. That team, it's their defense that carried them and their depth that carried them.
Yeah, but Joe, you said
people point at Tua's win-loss record, and it's like, oh, well, that's not a quarterback stat. Wins and losses aren't a quarterback stat.
Tua thing. You Dolphin, everyone making fun of Tua. No, come on, Joe.
No one's making fun of him now.
You said don't take him now. You said don't take the 49ers because Jimmy Garoppolo is not a good enough quarterback taking the Super Bowl. And he's already done it once, and he was a play away from doing it again last year. So I agree with
that. Was not my main reason, Ian. You were putting words in my mouth. That was not my main argument. It was one of my points that he's going to fall off in one of these playoff games and show up completely flat. Was anyone impressed by his performance last week? Absolutely not. What about the Chargers game? Absolutely not. So we continue to agree to disagree. Producer Tito weighing in. Tua better than... Let's not even get it. Rams had a top 5 defense when they won the Super Bowl. I'm seeing, that's true. Absolutely. Yeah, the Rams defense isn't bad this year, really. They're going to be bad now that Aaron Donald's out because your teams aren't going to have to double team a guy trying to get to the quarterback. All right. Very contentious program today. I like it. Fired up. It's like we're on First Take here, Ian. I love it.
Yes.
We have to send this into them. Okay, let's get into some viewer picks. First thing we did was we put a poll up this morning on the Vegas Insider Twitter channel. Make sure you follow Vegas Insider on Twitter. Asking people to weigh in on the spread for tonight's game. A lot of people on Ian's side there. 67.2% like the Bills. I don't know, man. I would take the Bills too. I mean, the Patriots, they're like another one of these teams. A different version of that team shows up every week. I mean, remember they got the shit kicked out of them by the Bears at home on a Thursday night, for God's sakes, or was that a Monday? Maybe, but I don't trust the Patriots. Meanwhile, I do tend to agree with Ian. Like last year, the Rams won the Super Bowl. They had a rough stretch. The year before that, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. They had a rough stretch in their season too. So by no means should anyone be out on the Buffalo Bills. Okay, let's get into some of these picks here that were submitted, Tito. Schreckengoss. This guy's giving us a lot of winners. He knows his hockey. Give him a follow there. He likes the Colorado Avalanche team total over 3.5. It looks like Buffalo's backup should be in net. I think it's the second game of a back-to-back for them. He's awful. Look at those numbers at 4.29 goals against average. Buffalo 30th in expected goals allowed and high danger chances allowed last 10, 5-on-5 play. Avs were shut out on Tuesday versus Winnipeg. The previous times they were shut out, they went on to score 4, 6, 5, 5, and 4 in the following game. That's good research by Nathan. I like that bet. Okay, what do we have next? Matty Puppy Sports, he's somewhat aligned with me here on my Allen longest rush prop. He likes Josh Allen over 42.5 rushing yards. The Pats haven't faced many mobile quarterbacks, but Lamar Jackson had over 100 yards and Fields went for 80 against them. Allen will look to run more with the bad elbow being a factor. Yeah, I like that too. I was deciding between those two, but I favored the longest rush prop because that could only take one attempt and you could get that on. All right, Tito, what do we have next here? Joey Cheese. I don't have a play for today, so let's go to Saturday in the Big 12 Championship. He likes K-State plus 2.5. It's the rematch we've been waiting for after they blew a 28-10 first half lead last meeting. Howard looks good after taking over at QB, and he expects a K-State W for Joey Cheese. He gave us Butler, I believe, their money line yesterday. So we wish him good luck this weekend. This asshole weighing in another hockey team total. Florida Panthers team total over 3.5 minus 115 over the last 10 games. They rank in the top 6 and expected goals for, high danger chances for, and shots on net. They get the Canucks tonight, who've been allowing a lot of action on their own net, and they have an awful penalty kill. Vancouver has allowed 4+ in 10 of the 14 Demko starts. Yeah, snuck that one in there. I like the Florida Panthers to put up some, score some goals here tonight in Vancouver. Pretty weak defensive team. And I believe we had one more. Producer Tito. Teat, as he asked us to call him. Now, I got a text last night at, 11 o'clock. Tito was giving himself a nice pat on the back for Bradley Beal going over his point total. You might recall Tito submitted that yesterday. And Tito's still dining out on that this morning, so he's going to look to go 2 for 2. He likes Gabriel Davis to go over 3.5 receptions. Interesting that Tito didn't provide the odds there. What are the odds on this? Minus 210. Patriots love turning. If you're good, can you at least get the spelling right, the grammar? Patriots love turning off. I don't even know what that is. The number 1 receiver. Davis has also passed this number in 3 straight games. No punctuation. He spelled Vab wrong. Come on.
What does it turning off the number 1 receiver mean?
I don't know, Tito. We'd like him. We got to get Tito on here to explain. So this guy, he has become increasingly difficult to have intelligent sports conversations with. He's a fellow Dolphins fan, but I consider myself a realistic fan. I know Ian, you were on me for the Tua stuff, but my opinion on the Dolphins, it's hey, let's get into the playoffs, and if the Dolphins can win a playoff game, that's a major win for their season. Whereas Tito's out here saying that Tua's better than Josh Allen, and the Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl, and they're going to destroy the 49ers this weekend. You got Tito. Tito is a guy from Miami, and he grew up in the Big 3 era of the Miami Heat. So this is what he thinks sports is. Ian, he's very unrealistic with his expectations. I mean, I've been a Dolphins fan for my entire adult life, and I picked them as a little kid for some reason. I'm used to being hurt, so I don't necessarily expect great things from the Miami Dolphins. Let's be completely honest. Like, I like this team. I think they're a lot of fun. I think they're talented. I like the coach. I like Tua. If the Miami Dolphins have a collapse, they got to win probably 3 of their next 6 games to get into the playoffs. I wouldn't be totally shocked based on my history with this team. Let's call it what it is. I don't think that's going to happen. Would I be shocked? Probably not. Dolphins fans cannot have nice things. And I hope our fortunes start to change here this season. You got to be realistic. I mean, Ian is a Falcons fan. He knows this better than anyone. He was dining out. Once upon a time, there was a score set at 28-3. And Ian must have been high as a kite, figuratively and literally at that moment. And we know how that went, and we know how things have gone since. All right. It is now time for today's Handicapper Heat Check, presented by Vegas Insider, your home for the best expert picks in the business since 1997. Our featured handicapper today is Chip Chimbers, who nailed 6 straight NFL winners and has his Thursday night football best bet posted for sale. VI Experts, AAA Sports, continues their hot streak, hitting 5 college hoops wins in a row and is 8-2 in the last 10 NBA picks. Tim Michael is also on fire, 5-0 win streak. He's on a run that seemed to go 24-9 in his last 33 in the NFL. So visit VegasInsider.com/picks. That's VegasInsider.com/picks for tonight's pop plays. That's your Handicapper Heat Check. Stay hot, betters.
Let's go, Chip.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's go, Chet. Speaking of the Broncos, he'll be on tomorrow's program. You can probably guess what the bet's going to be. There's 5 totals that I like tomorrow. we're winning on them this season. We're going to try to keep that going. Ian's going to be back with a handful of sides, I would imagine. But until then, Ian, I'm sure you have plenty of Week 13 content up, and maybe, I don't know if you're covering any other sports these days, but tell us about what's going on over at VegasInsider and with your podcast.
Yes, if you can't wait for tomorrow and you want my best bet for all 15 NFL Week 13 games, the Week 13 episode of the Bacon Bets podcast is now live. Check that out wherever you get your podcast. And also, I'll be going live with my friend and coworker Donovan Smoot at 5 p.m. Eastern today for Daily Bet Slip. I'll give the rest of my best bets for tonight in both the NHL and college basketball.
Yes, sir. What a stud. What a stud. He covers it all. Mr. Ian McMillan. Sorry, ladies. He's taken. All right, guys. A great show today. Very lively stuff. We should do that more often. It's fun arguing about sports because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
It really
it's all
doesn't.
good fun. One of us will be right, most likely me. One of us will be wrong, Ian. And then we can laugh about it when it's all said and done, right? So big show coming up tomorrow, our Week 13 preview show. Same time, same place. We thank everybody for watching. Very lively chats, live chat on YouTube today. That's good to see. Guys, if you have any best bets for tonight, make sure you drop them in the comments section for this video. Let us know what you like tonight and why you like it. Put your money where your mouth is. A lot of people out there talking shit. If you're on YouTube right now, do us a favor, like and sub to this channel, and we're gonna send you on your way because it's time for lunch here, Ian. I'm hungry, so good luck with your bets tonight, unless you're fading us. And as always, keep chasing that paper. Woo!